My lawn looks like crap. Now, some of it has been intentional, some of it's been beyond our control, a lot of it's got to do with the weather, but I'm going to say that I've got my hands on a tool or a machine that is going to really help with my lawn. It's going to be key for a lot of my lawn care going forward, hopefully, because I haven't used it yet, so I haven't tested it out. So I was recently sent out a tool by Meadow, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video, and hopefully get the lawn back on track. So to start off, we've got a ruler and a prism gauge to measure the height of cut, because we've been cutting the grass really short. Anybody that watched our top dressing video, we totally shaved the grass down because we wanted to see the humps and hollows in the lawn. At that point, we should have done some scarifying or verticutting, but we didn't. And as we get more into this video, hopefully you'll find out why. A few weeks ago, we did the top dressing and we cut the grass really short. I don't usually scalp it that much, but I want to get the lawn looking well. I've just started to release my own fertilizers and I want the lawn looking well, and at the minute it looks terrible. So I'm not that happy with that, but there's a lot of reasons behind it, and that's what I'm going to go through now. So whenever we take a look at our lawn, we can sort of to see what height it is. So with the ruler, we're actually cutting the grass that short that we can't even really tell what height the grass is. So I'm going to use this sort of specialised tool. It's called a prism gauge. And we set it down the grass. It's just like a bit of glass and it magnifies, so we can really start to see. This is especially useful if you have like a really short lawn. So you can see our lovely stripes behind us that have been burnt in from us continually going over the same stripes each time we cut the grass. But we're going to go and have a look at the downside of doing that now. Whenever we have a look at our lawn, we drop our ruler back in. You can see that the grass is nice and short. However, it's all lying over. So the biggest problem is we've got lots of grass lying over and it's not really cut. Then we've got lots of weed grasses. So we've got our POA. For our American and Canadian viewers, POA is annual bluegrass or annual meadow grass. It's known as different things. Australia as well, it's also known as annual bluegrass. It's a worldwide problem. The verticutting will help with this. It's not going to fix it. It's not going to be a magic bullet. But May is a really important time because that's whenever it starts to properly seed in your lawn. We've gone from 10 to 15 mil. Now we're, for our North American viewers, we're up to about 3 inches. And for our UK viewers, we are at 80 mil or more. Anyone that's been following me for a while, in the past, anytime I've wanted to verticut my lawn, I've put my scarifier on a high height. I'm going to show you later on why that's not really the best. So I'm going to talk through how we got here. So we also have the cylinder mower, which is older than maybe some of the viewers watching this at the minute. So this is the thing's a bit of an antique, but an old maintained lawnmower, cylinder mower especially, will cut every bit as well as a new cylinder mower. So if you want to verticut your lawn in the UK, your options are very limited. You've really just got Aldi, and now there's new players on the block, Cobra. Now, because I have this cylinder mower, I don't really have the need to go out to buy a verticutting machine. Or if I want to verticut my lawn, in the past, my options really has just been to get a system where you can take out the cylinder and put in a verticutting unit. That's quite an expensive option for someone that already has a cylinder mower. Now, I know I do this sort of for a living, but if I said to my wife, listen, we're not going on holidays this year because I'm buying a verticutting tool for the channel, she might have something to say about it. So that's why we've always sort of struggled along with these two machines, and why I'm really super happy that Meadow have now started making verticutting units to fit a lot cheaper machines. Now, they have sent me 2 units. One's not here yet, unfortunately. And they have sent me, or Jason went and picked up a scarifier from Brian Hines down in Portadown. So if you're in Northern Ireland, I'm going to give Brian a wee shout out. He has a huge range of good tools, not paid sponsored posts. Really good fella. So look, let's go and have a look at the tools that have been sent. and we'll get this lawn into some sort of order. So the real secret or key behind what we're going to do, so this is my old scarifier here that we've got tipped on its side, and this is the new scarifier that we got from Brian Hines yesterday. So if we have a look underneath it, you can see that we have our tines on it, but these are designed for ripping into turf and pulling out thatch and moss. And then on our new scarifier, or smaller scarifier, we've got the same sort of tines, very similar, again designed to rip out moss and thatch from your lawn. So the key behind this is this thing here. This is a verticutting unit, and it fits inside that tool. It actually fits inside a load of different tools. It has a few of these different ones, and this is designed more to cut those stems that are lying over and take out seed heads. We're going to get more into that shortly. So I'm going to get Jason to put this on the machine because he's a tool guy.
So it's just a matter of removing a couple of bolts, slide the old cartridge out, slide the new one back in, and then do those bolts back up again. So that's come out really easy. As you can see, it just slides in one side and then bolts onto the other. So the way this is designed, there's only one way it can go in, so you don't have to worry about worrying what direction these blades go in.
So the good thing about those cartridges is it fits in a wide range of scarifiers. So if you buy a scarifier for your lawn, a domestic scarifier for your lawn, you can now verticut. We'll be verticutting away with that machine if it works for us. So we're going to test that out. I'm going to say that machine, although it says Garden Care on it, I believe it's made by Cobra. Cobra have another one, Hyundai, Web. There's a few different machines. They're all pretty much the same machine. They're just badged with a different thing on it. He also has, because he sent us a smaller one that fits onto a Screwfix scarifier. So now in lawn care in UK, which I'm really excited about, because verticutting's been outside the reach of most people, unless you're really into your lawn care, can you justify buying a verticutter? But now you can.
Unlike the purpose-built machines, which only takes a couple of minutes, this took me about 5-10 minutes to switch over.
So here's a tool that I'm not a big fan of. I constantly get asked about these things and I'm not a big fan of them at all. Probably not get used, but I'm going to say, if you want a comparison video, if enough of you comment, because I build the videos around the questions you guys ask me, it might be interesting to do a comparison video between this, that, and the verticutter to see what the different tools and stuff do, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it on my own volition. So if you want me to make some content about it, the differences, then make sure to comment down below.
Now let's see if this grass box is up to the job. So before we start this for the first time, remember, always set it at a high height and then work your way down. So we've gone round a couple of times and we've got it to the height that we need. Let's have a look at what's in the box. So as you can see, there's some sand in here. That's because we've recently top dressed it with sand. But the key point of doing this in May is because the Poana is starting to seed in this month and we want to get rid of that. This works differently than what you would think. This stripe, all the grass is rolled towards us. On this side we went against the stripe and this side we went with the stripe, and we've noticed that it's lifting more on this side than it is on that side. These aren't the ideal conditions for doing this as the grass is under a bit of stress, but you have to break a few eggs to make an omelette, especially when we're making a video. But we're going to give this a good watering in the morning to help it recover.
So that's the garden all verticut. I'm going to say, first time that's done an absolutely fantastic job. Let's go and have a look and see what went into the wheelbarrow. Jason's also just checking the height on the cylinder lawnmower. We'll cover that in a little second. I'm going to say, let's have a look what came out of it. Lots of material now. We also have a compost heap down at the bottom of the garden. Some of it went in there, but most of it went in here. But look how much came out of the lawn. Really surprising at that. So really happy to get rid of that. So if I just talk about briefly what this is, our seed heads, the lateral growth, and a little bit of thatch, but it's less about it's more about that lateral growth that's going across the lawn and the seed heads from the poana. So the postman just arrived on time. What have we got, Jason?
This looks like another cartridge.
So this will be the smaller cartridge. Now this cartridge fits the likes of the Screwfix scarifiers and what have you. That's a baby one. So if you have the smaller scarifiers, then this is the cartridge here that you need. Good job. It's a while since the John Deere has seen the light of day. We actually didn't get it serviced this year because it didn't do a lot of work last year, but we're intending to use it a lot more this year. So Jason is just setting the height on it to about 17 mil. Although the lawn was at 10 mil or so, that's going to be a bit higher. So we'll be interested in seeing how much grass ends up in the grass box. So there you go. That machine's about 30 years old or thereabouts. We're not too sure just like how old it is, but it started first or second pull just like that, and it's away like a dream. So to really show you the power of verticutting, so earlier on in the video we showed the prism gauge and what height the grass was at, and in that the grass looked between 10 to 15 mil, but whenever we throw that on the grass after the verticutter's been on it, so come on over. So let's see, you can see that's about 20 mil after the verticutter's been over it, so it's actually lifted the grass up. That's the power of the verticutting. And then let's bring it over to here. With the cylinder mower, we can see that it's sort of between 15 to 20 mil, so you can see it has taken a bit off. So the last couple of months we've been cutting the grass straight up and down to get these nice pronounced stripes. We want to start cutting those out, so Jason's going to take the lawnmower and go our old route, which is straight down the palm tree. So I've got one more task after we do this here, and it's not this here because we do this at 6 o'clock in the morning. Anybody that watched last week's video, you'll know why. So now we've got later on in the evening, and it's not just as warm, and we're going to be watering the lawn in the morning. We're going to put some of my own brand Carpet Spring fertilizer.